G'day gang, GameolioDan here. How you going? We're back in the Elder Scrolls Online.
The Hagraven is the true evil here.
Yep. Okay. Virus.
Even together, my sisters and these soldiers can only prevent these Reachmen from advancing further south. Defeating the Dark Witnesses for good will require that someone goes deeper into their territory to kill the Hagraven, Uella.
Do you know where Uella is?
With the crows as her spies, Uella is everywhere. But the Hagraven's physical form is assuredly deep in Reachman-held territory. My sisters have been searching for her, but it will take time. The foul creature has wards that block weird magic.
Perhaps I should go help them.
You would venture up to Jackdaw Cove? Uella's influence has corrupted everything there. It's wretched, but if you are willing, I will not try to dissuade you. Search for my sisters near Jackdaw Cove. Perhaps with your help, Uella can be destroyed.
I will go to Jackdaw Cove then. That's alright, pal. I'll get some revenge for us all. Jackdaw Cove is over here, right next to... Oh, Fang Lair. You can unlock this with an ESO Plus membership, or by purchasing Fang Lair. Interesting. And we don't have any teleports, any way shrines on the way, so it's all new country for us. Oh, knocked down. Get out of it. I should make our way to the main road, rather than wandering off too far. Via the Silaseli ruins over here.
Hey, smart-looking person, over here!
Okay, yes, Zag, how can I help you?
Look, I don't know you, but I need someone who knows more about magic than I do, and frankly, that's just about anyone, so you'll do. This damn mage hired me to do a job, and now he won't let me get the job done.
What's the job you were hired to do?
I work for Dragonstar Caravans, and the mage hired us to come out and give him an armed escort. I hate working for mages, but I was the only one available to accommodate this bastard's schedule. So, I hiked all the way out here, and now this.
What happened?
You're not gonna believe it, but I got here, and this stupid mage... Well, you better just see for yourself. Follow me.
Lead on? Better not be a trap, Zarg. She sure is leading us out of the way. Okay, fine.
Can you believe this? The fool's turned himself into iron. It's like a practical joke. I keep expecting my boss to step out from behind a rock and just tell me he wanted to see how I'd react. I'd carry the bastard if he wasn't so damn heavy.
Why did he turn himself into iron?
To stop me from taking him away. Said some stupid drivel about emotions. If there's one thing I hate more than magic, it's emotions. Can you just deal with this for me? I can't even think at this point.
I'll talk to him and see what I can do. Arnisol?
Hello there. I suggest you don't try to pick me up. You'll only injure your back. Don't ask for any long-winded explanations either. It's tiring to talk when you're made of iron.
Why did you turn yourself into iron?
No choice. That brute was going to forcibly remove me from the ruins, and I can't leave yet. I have to get my emotions back under control first.
You don't seem that emotional to me.
Precisely. My emotions are gone. Fear, anger, happiness, sadness. They got away from me, in the literal sense. It's this alien relic here. It's a gateway into the Salasali dream state. But by the time I realized it, my emotions were already gone.
Is there some way I can get your emotions back?
Yes, you could go into the dream state and convince them to come back. You'll have to upset them, though. Drive them to experience their counterbalanced state. Anger to fear, happiness to sadness, that sort of thing.
I'll give it my best.
If you'll sort all this dung talk out, you don't even have to do the escort. I'll just do it myself. I'll still give you half the coin, of course. Anything to avoid dealing with this myself.
Alright, I'll be right back.
I can't believe this. You're just gonna lie down and take a nap?
Yes. Okay, recover. Oh. Hey, Fear, come here. Just want to have a talk.
Because I had a nightmare. Don't! Please! You're going to eviscerate me, I just know it. I don't want to be eviscerated. It sounds awful.
Why would I eviscerate you?
Because I had a nightmare, and someone told me they were going to eviscerate me. They described it in great detail, how they were going to cut me open and let all my internal organs spill out. My liver, my stomach. It was terrible.
What if it was just a joke?
Then it wasn't a very funny joke. My father was eviscerated, as a matter of fact. I'll put up with a lot, but jokes about evisceration are where I draw the line.
So it was your mother who raised such a coward?
Oh, now you're making jokes about my mother. Now you've done it. Now you've made me mad. I'm going back to Arnatoli.
Good. Go. That's what we want, mate. What do we got up here? Anger?
What are you looking at? Did I say you could look at me? I don't think so. I don't even want you sharing my air. You're a festering boil on the lip of reality. I don't like boils or things that fester. Move on. Or do you have a problem with that?
Don't get your underclothes in a wad unless you want to get hurt.
Oh, tell me you didn't say that. Tell me I didn't hear that right. How would you like a staff blast to your stupid, ugly face? Let's find out. Get ready.
Let's go. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, we sorted it out. Good. Vanti's journal? My hand cramps writing in this tongue. The syntax is pathetic and the conjugation maddening. That it is the tongue the black worm uses, I must adapt. It has been centuries since I last walked these halls. There's the spot where my father taught me the rite of destruction. There's the stone where I performed my first sacrifice. And of course, there is the rip that swallowed us whole. How many years were we trapped in oblivion? How long was it before we turned on each other, consuming our brothers and sisters? I alone survived, blessed by Molag Bal for my ruthlessness. Now my lord has chosen me to guide this black worm back to Silaseli and repurpose our work. When the worm told me the halls were filled with cast-off men, descendants of our slave stock, I was incensed. My first thought was to wipe out the whole lot. But then I had a thought. If one could be persuaded to reopen the rip, even briefly, the black worm could use that as an entry into Celicelli, avoiding any eyes on the surface. One of the worm's agents found the ideal man for the task. A simple promise of immortality, and his fate was sealed. Once the worm entered, rounding up the slaves was a simple matter. The creatures will provide an ideal fuel for my lord's plane meld. What a great guy. Sadness.
Did you see how gray it is here? Everything is gray, just like my life. One long chain of miserable, lonely days, each one worse than the day before it. Do you know why it is that I even bother to get out of bed?
No. Why do you bother?
I don't know. I was hoping you knew, but now I'm disappointed again. I always tell people how bad things are, and then they get worse, and so the next time I see them, I have to tell them all over again. Do you want to know what else is sad?
No. I want to find a way to cheer you up.
You're just saying that because you feel sorry for me. You don't actually care. In fact, I'm sure you would prefer if I just went away. That's fine. I'm used to it. Nobody ever really wants me around. I'll just go.
Aw. Poor fella.
Morndus is the worst. All my obligations and duties just standing there, screaming for attention.
Choose the correct portal. Well, how do I know which one's the correct one?
Tyrdes is even worse than Morndus. I'm already tired, and I still have too much to do.
Are there more portals over here? He's up there.
Midas is the purgatory of days. It's like I'm stuck between stone walls that are closing in.
He seems to talk when I go over here.
Tyrdes is my least favorite day. Buttons died on a Tyrdes.
I'm just gonna go through here. Use the wrong portal. Oh, right. Well, maybe you gotta.
Is utterly
Maybe you gotta go through the one where when he
I
talks.
realize I have no. Morndus is the worst. All my obligations and duties just standing there, screaming for attention. Tyrdes is even worse than Morndus. I'm already tired.
Oh, hey, Wisp Mother. Come back here.
Midas is the purgatory of days. It's like I'm stuck between stone walls that are closing in.
I don't know if this has anything to do with the quest. Get rid of this one. wisps are pretty tanky, aren't they? Okay, now that that's done.
Turdus is my least favorite day. Buttons died on a Turdus.
He doesn't say if you want to go to that portal, so maybe this one here.
Kratos is utterly demoralizing. Morndus is the worst. All my obligations and... Tyrdes is even worse than Morndus. I'm already tired, and I still...
Alright.
How did you get up here? Did you actually go through all those portals? That must have been a huge pain in the buttocks. Seriously. I can't believe you did that. What's the matter with you?
What if that's how badly I wanted to help you?
That's hysterical! You might actually be the most pathetic person I ever met. The funniest part is that you actually look pretty tough, but you're really just a beef-witted sap. I'll be laughing all the way back to Arnatoli.
Oh, thanks, mate. Alright, let's find some happiness out of all of this. I don't want to fight another wisp mother.
Hello there! I'm so glad you came by. I think I'm about to make a new friend, and you know what that means.
What does that mean?
I don't know about you, but when I make a new friend, I like to have a celebration. Buttons does too. Buttons and I are favorite friends, but there's always room for one more inside our circle of love. And you're invited. You want a quibble cake?
Where did Buttons come from?
Oh, my grandmother gave me Buttons as a pet when I was just a little boy. We were inseparable. When I was little, he carried me on his back. And when I got big, I carried him on my shoulder. Buttons is my favorite friend in all of Tamriel.
I got two options here and one I can't do. It'd be a shame if something happened to Buttons. Uh-oh.
Buttons! No!
Oh no! Sorry, Buttons.
No, why would you kill Buttons? He just wanted to be your friend.
It was necessary. You have to go back to Anatoly.
No more quibble cakes? Bah! Without Buttons, what's the point anyhow? I might as well just go back to the old grump. By the way, you're not invited to the friendship circle anymore, because there isn't one. I'm going back to Anatoly.
Okay. Poor Buttons. Alright. Well, we did what we had to. Oh, these wisp mothers, go away! Anatoly?
For some reason, looking at you makes me want to vomit. My emotions just feel like they're going to burst out and run away again. Overall, though, I am feeling a little lighter on my feet.
So you have all your emotions back?
I think so. I won't know for sure until I get home to my wife. Come to think of it, she's very similar to this alien relic. She's old and strange and brings out all of my emotions. Regardless, though, I'm ready to go whenever your friend is.
Alright, Zag, we done it.
So when I saw you go down for a nap, I decided this partnership was over. I certainly didn't think you were doing your part. Then the mage suddenly stands up and says he's ready to go, and that I have you to thank for it. Is that true?
Well, I did help him regain control of his emotions.
All right, I don't need to hear any more. I'm not going to pretend I understand any of this, and I don't really want to. Here's your half of the payment. I'll make sure the mage gets safely to his destination.
Alright, and there's a person on a horse. Okay, cool. Let me get that merciless longsword out. And let's continue on our quest. So we still need to get back over here. And cross that bridge. If we can avoid all those wisp mothers, that'd be great. But I'm glad that guy's got his emotions back. Okay, if we just ride straight through here and risk getting tackled again. We are on the road again.
The woods are no place for a princess.
Okay, fine.
The woods welcome you. Know that the creatures here are neither enemies nor friends. There are hunters and prey.
Are these woods not safe to travel through?
For you? Perhaps. The Viridian Sentinel once kept the wild at bay for the folk of Bankurai, but his power wanes. Soon he may regret saving the Princess of Evermore. Her mother already mourns her death, so why interrupt the natural course?
Evermore's princess is here?
Gravely wounded, but yes, Princess Allura is here. The Sentinel tends to her, and it takes all his power to draw her away from death. He would welcome aid if you wish to give it. We Weird have fulfilled our part of the bargain and shall offer no more.
I'll go find him then.
He'll be at the Standing Stones by Viridian Lake. His power is strongest there. Look for the broken statue. It overlooks the altar where he works.
Oh, we're going back. Alright. Just standard MMORPGs. You're on a quest, you're on a way, and then you find something else. Actually, it's more like Fallout and Skyrim and Elder Scrolls. Typical. Take one path, and then you end up going a completely different path. Distract you for a good half an hour. Princess. She seems to be sleeping, but her heartbeat is weak. It doesn't seem possible to wake her.
Sad, isn't it? The poor child. I'm afraid not.
What?
As the Sentinel, I must warn you that these woods aren't safe. But as old girls, I'm glad to see a friendly face. I remember when that child wasn't more than a knee's height, and now she's laid out like a corpse.
Will she survive?
She was attacked and left for dead by the wayside like a beast. Well, she won't die on my watch, not if you can help me. Around the lake, you'll find rings of mushrooms, fairy rings, but fairies aren't what I need.
What do you need?
Take my amulet. Get down in the center of the rings and feel the earth. I need the energy from there to keep Allura alive. I need to take the child back to my hut. It's just up the hill a bit. Can't miss it.
You're the one they call the Sentinel?
Well, the Weird won't call me anything different. Most people who live around here call me Old Girls or just Stenwick. The Viridian Sentinel is a bit of a mouthful, don't you think? Makes me sound more important than I really am.
What exactly is the Viridian Sentinel?
Well, these woods have a life and a mind of their own. Well, what I do is make sure it doesn't get out of hand. There's some good folk who live near these lands, and without a firm hand, why, the wild would grow right over them.
How did you become the Sentinel?
Me? I'd left Evermore and decided to live my life in the woods. And I met a man here, the previous Sentinel. He needed help and I stayed with him. When he grew too weary, he blessed me with the title.
How long ago was that?
A long, long time ago. Once I even worked as a royal gardener in Evermore. And, well, I'm more comfortable in the woods. It's where I belong.
Okay. Charge Stenwick's amulet in the fairy rings. Charge it up. Okay, that's one. How far? So we'll go for the furthest one. Charge it. Oh, there's a sky shard in the back there. Okay, oh, one more charge. Cool. Thank you very much. They must be on the same quest. Grab this sky shard. There's some stinkhorn here if anybody's interested in a bit of stinkhorn. Alright, let's head back. Oh, that's right, he went back to his hut. Alright, Stenwick, we've got it.
If I was younger, I could instantly purge the poison running through this young lady's veins. Now it takes all my strength just to keep her breathing. The poor dear.
You had some guests, but I think they realized we're busy. Here's your amulet back.
Just in time. I've made a salve for Allura that'll help her wake. I'll channel what energy I have left into her. The amulet should be able to sustain me afterwards. At least I hope it will. This'll just take a moment. Took more out of me than I thought. Go on, give it to the poor girl. I'll be all right.
Oh, it's a field guide. That's not what I want. No, I don't want the field guide. I want to administer this. She's up.
I was asleep? What am I doing in this hovel? And who are you? No, I remember. Stenwick brought me here. I was sick. Apologies, but I still don't remember who you are.
I'm helping Stenwick. How are you feeling?
Then you have my gratitude. I feel weak, but not unwell. It seems my outer wounds have all been healed. Tell me, stranger, how fares Evermore? Is my mother well? My father?
Your father is dead, but Queen Ozella lives.
I see. My mother must be in mourning then. I will send word that I am well, if Stenwick is willing. Ah, we have company, it seems. Who's coming in?
The forest feels your weakness, Sentinel. This is treacherous ground.
Enter Daemara. Was that a warning or a threat?
Stenwick, who's this? Owiris?
Yes, child. You will know more of them soon enough.
Is that so? You're more foolish than I thought, old man.
Don't think anything of this. The weird are a strange folk.
Okay.
The weird and I have always had a tenuous relationship, but saving Allura was something I needed to do regardless of their objections. It will make this process harder than it needs to be, but I still have some spirit in me yet.
Why does she object to you saving the princess?
It's quite complicated. Suffice to say, they don't think I should use the forest power for such things. Of course, they'd much rather I didn't exist at all. But it changes nothing. There's work to be done, and I'm not getting any younger.
Allura seems to be cured. What more is left to do?
My salve was but a reprieve, I fear. In order to safeguard Allura, I need to do something drastic, and I'll need the Weird's help. You've seen the Spriggans of the forest, I'll bet. There's one that's much older and much wiser than the rest of them.
What's important about this Spriggan?
Some call her the voice of the forest. In a way, she is. I need a bud from one of her branches, one freely given. It can harness the full power of these woods to safeguard Allura's life. May I ask your aid once again?
I'd like to know why the Weird don't want to help you first.
They are guardians of nature in the truest sense, and I am a guardian of the people. Our interests don't always coincide. They see my role as sentinel as unnatural, though the sentinel has existed for generations. The Weird and I have always had it. My salve was but a... Some call her the voice of the forest. In a way, she is. I need a bud from one of her branches. Find the voice of the forest. It shouldn't be difficult to find, but if you must... Many Spriggans carry a spore that returns to the voice of the forest when the Spriggan dies. You could kill them and follow it to the voice, but that certainly won't make it very happy.
I'll get the bud from the voice of the forest.
Take my amulet. Its power is spent, but the voice of the forest will recognize it and grant you an audience. Wirris Damara may not welcome you when you take the bud to her, but persevere. She knows what the Weird must do.
I won't sit here and let you do all the work. Uella the Hag Raven is the true evil here. Even together, my sisters and these soldiers can...